Hey everybody, welcome to the channel once again. If you didn't know, my name is Richard and welcome to my Mercedes E220 diesel, 2.1 litre diesel. This is a very popular car on the channel. It's 2011 or 2012, I can't remember, but you can pick this kind of car up for about £2,000. And based on the budget that's just come out in autumn 2026, this will probably save you lots of money through till 2031. I'll explain why. Let's get in the car and go for a ride. What a beautiful day on the Horseshoe Pass, Llangollen, early December 2025. Soon be Christmas. Merry Christmas. We're in December, I can start saying Merry Christmas. Don't forget to get your presents from the links below in the description for your ride iron gloves and all that kind of stuff. Go and buy them. Yeah, it does help the channel. However, we're talking about the E220 2.1 diesel that's showing it's averaging around 47 miles per gallon as I've taken a country road journey from Eccleshall to Llangollen and up to the Horseshoe Pass, where the Ponderosa is. I believe it's up for sale for £750,000. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Correct me if I'm wrong and the price has been adjusted. I've just had a look around it and it looks a great property. Don't know what you could do with it. Don't know what you could do with it. Not sure at all. Not sure. However, this car, and I'm going to show you some examples that I've looked at on Marketplace that may well be worth having a look at and going and buying. Because for less than, £4,000, you could have something like this E220, be it the estate version like this one is, or be it the coupe with 2 doors, or be it the 4-door saloon. You could have one of these and that will take you through to 2031 on the understanding that if you're in the private sector and you're going to get a 4% pay rise and that you're on the cuff of the 40% tax threshold, over the 5 years, if you keep on getting 4% and 4% and 4% over the 5 years, and inflation is running much higher than 4%, which it is in honesty, you're going to be losing out on money. So buying something like this may help you through that 5-year journey. And all you need is a good mechanic that can keep it going from an MOT perspective, and at the end of it, you still have a decent car to do whatever you're doing. We have a couple of funny things to talk about today. You'll notice that Suzy Cookie Pugner, which is her official registered name because she's a Bichon Frise, Suzy Cookie Pugner, that's her name. Over the experience that I've had, she's absolutely fantastic for attracting middle-aged women that are obviously looking for a relationship. Which is, I'm not looking for a relationship, you know that, but it's just super strange, but we'll talk about that in a few seconds. Let's get on the road and let's go to Llangollen. Llangollen has a festival on today. Let's make sure the road's clear, and it is. Let's go. So the E220, I was thinking about selling it, but now we understand the situation regarding the tax thresholds and how they're once again frozen till 2031, which means they've been frozen since 2021. That means they will have been frozen for 10 years, which means as your pay goes up by whatever percentage, if you're in the public sector, you'll be okay because the Labour government will always support the public sector. And if you're a train driver and all that kind of thing, you'll be getting massive pay rises over the next 3 years. Good luck to you. Good luck. But if you're in the private sector, like I am, ironically, Kemi Badenoch, in her retort to Rachel Reeves on Budget Day, mentioned the organisation that I work for, who are rapidly leaving the UK. There's a point for you. They are. Fortunately, I work on global stuff, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be okay. However, redundancies have started, and maybe in the very near future, I may be redundant. So, and I'm not too worried about that. So I'm not too worried. But there's a couple of things we're going to talk about today. The E220, which is a fantastic car. Just go and buy one. As long as you've got a good mechanic, go and buy one, put £1,000 aside, send it to your mechanic, get it all sorted out, just like I did, and it's been perfect since. And I know a lot of people are going to look at the MOTs online and look at what it failed on. That's okay. That's okay. It's a 15-year-old car. It is going to fail. And before we move forward, isn't it funny how people want a pass certificate with no advisories and all that? We used to take it in for an MOT a month before they'd fail the car on whatever problems it was. You'd fix them. Yeah, you'd fix the problems. You'd send it back in for its MOT and it'd pass. Now everybody wants an MOT that's absolutely clear of advisories and all that good stuff. It's bizarre. How would you expect a 15-year-old car or 10-year-old car not to have things that are wrong with it that need fixing for it to pass its MOT? What's happening there? I'm not sure. But absolutely wonderful car. If you've seen in the previous video a week or two ago, I went up to Scotland, 950 mile round journey, averaged 50 miles per gallon or 51 miles per gallon, absolutely faultless. And one of the other beauties about this car is the cockpit isn't distracting. The new cars of today are ultra distracting with their iPads and all that screen and all that rubbish. Yeah, this is not distracting at all. You just get on with the driving. And in this case, enjoy the beauty of the countryside that's around us as we're going through Wales. I brought Suzy out. She's here. I brought Suzy out for a day because we've got nothing to do. So that's great. Having nothing to do is great. So I've brought her out to Llangollen, knowing that there's a festival on, and I thought, well, we'll go there and start off a bit of a camera shoot at the Ponderosa Cafe, which is no more. So the Ponderosa is no longer open as of December 2025. Let's talk about Suzy Cookie Pugner, which is a registered name. Pugner meaning little scoundrel or little monkey, yeah, of which she absolutely is. She's a beautiful dog, and I've had her for 1 year now, and the amount of attention Suzy brings is unbelievable, especially from middle-aged women. So, here's the deal. What we're going to do is we're going to rent out Suzy for a day for £10, so you can go and take her into Starbucks and get middle-aged women talking to you, and then maybe build up a relationship. It's an alternative to Tinder. That's it is. Forget about swiping left and right. It's about stroking the dog and building a relationship up like we used to do when you went into a cafe or a pub. Yeah? So you can rent her out for £10 for a day. She comes with all the food. Or for a week, you can have her at the discounted price of £50. She comes with all the food. This is obviously a joke. Suzy is not out for rent, so don't start bouncing up and down. Go and get your own Bichon Frise and see how it goes. She does cause a lot of attention, and that gets you talking, and then you start talking about the story of how I got Suzy, and then, you know, and how I looked after her previous owner to some greater or lesser degree for the year prior. And you know, these women just look at you and think, what a good man, you know. And maybe out of the one in three that approach you, maybe they're available for a relationship. I don't know. I'm certainly not available for a relationship before you start shouting. But unbelievable. But yeah, so there you go. She is not for rent. Yes, that was a joke. That was an absolute joke. But I suspect the opportunities that having a Bichon Frise and the draw that it brings for a potential new relationship, if you are a man looking for a new woman or whatever, maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. The old-fashioned way of meeting someone rather than swiping left or right. How did we get to that point where we swipe left and right? Okay, so a quick the budget. So the tax thresholds have been frozen for the next 5 years, which means if you get a standard pay rise of 4% for every year, and you're over the cuff of the 40% tax bracket, you are going to be worse off. Even if you're in the 20% tax bracket, you're going to be worse off. And through the journey of those 5 years, it's going to have a significant impact on the understanding that inflation is 4% or even higher. It's actually higher. It is what it is. I'm not going to dispute that. Everything's still going up in price. So over that 5 years, you're going to be significantly worse off. You are. You're going to feel the pain over the 5 years. This is nothing to do with Labour government. The Conservatives did it in 2021. They locked the thresholds from 2021. The Labour government are just extending it out for whatever reason. Yeah. Let's take a right here and go into Llangollen and go into the main car park, which I believe today is free to park. So I'll go and find somewhere to park. And so that's how it is. Oh, look at all these people. Look at all these people. Wow. I told you the festival was on. And everybody's crossing the roads. Just be very careful. And here we go. Now the lady's pushing the pram out into the road. My goodness, my goodness. All these people. All these single middle-aged women. Oh my goodness. Suzy, let's see, let's test it in Wales. Yeah? Should we test it in Wales? Anyway. So with this lock on the tax thresholds, and I know that I won't get much of a pay rise, I'd be lucky to get 3% this year. Sorry, next year, April 2026. I'll be lucky to get 3% based on the terrible pay rises that have occurred over the last 4 years. I've not stayed with a business for so long as I have done with my current business, mentioned by Kemi Badenoch. I've never stayed with a business this long, although there was COVID and then everything else and all that kind of rubbish. Yeah, all these guys on the motorbikes. Wonderful. So now, understanding the trajectory over the next 5 years from a financial perspective, 2026, I'm going to have to start looking for somewhere to live that is a much cheaper economy, and I hope you come on that journey with me. Do subscribe for future content on that particular subject. I will be looking to move out of the UK into an economy that is much cheaper. That might be Thailand, it might be the Philippines. It's probably going to be the Philippines if I'm open and honest. And you can come on that journey with me. I know in 5 years' time I will be much worse off financially, and I don't want to be. I know then when I go into my retirement at that period, maybe even earlier, that I don't want to be in a country where I can't afford to live, because the inflation is rubbish and the pay rises on pensions and things like that are rubbish, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this subject. Are you worried, or am I just paranoid? I mean, I understand about financials, and you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Tell me what your thoughts are. Tell me what your thoughts are. Am I going to be able to park in here? It is free. There it is. You don't have to pay today. So Suzy and I are going to have a walk around Llangollen, go and get a coffee, get something to eat. Maybe some young lady will start talking to me because she's fallen in love with Suzy. Oh, isn't she lovely? Of course she's lovely. Is there parking space here? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Let's let this gentleman go through. Free parking. Excellent. But tell me what your thoughts are. So, what are your thoughts on... Here we go. What are your thoughts on Suzy replacing Tinder? Not that I'm on the market for anyone. I think Tina and I are more than happy enough. Yeah? More than happy enough. Hang on. Let's get a bit closer to this car so the guy in the transit van can get in. All the sensors around the car, cruise control, everything, aircon, everything. It's even got a CD player. CDs are going to come back in fashion. What do you think to that? Do you think that's true? Do you think they're going to come back into fashion? I don't know. You tell me. People are getting tired of Apple Music and paying subscriptions here and there and everywhere. I've got subscriptions in Apple Music. That's a family account for £18. That's going to stop very soon. I've got subscriptions in Netflix. That's £6 or £7 a month. I've got subscriptions for Prime. I do appreciate Prime, Amazon Prime, because I get a lot of stuff delivered to the house quickly through Amazon. So that's really, really good. So I think Netflix may be out because we don't watch that too much. We watch YouTube and the films on YouTube. I'll keep Prime because I buy a lot of stuff off Amazon, and it comes through for free. And I'm not plugging Amazon here. What else? That's about it. The Apple Music, I rarely use it. I'm going to get rid of it. That costs too much, and I'm not getting value for money. Got so many subscriptions. Have you got lots of subscriptions? You know, it's unbelievable. I mean, this is, £40 a month, or £30, £40. I don't know. Well, you tell me. Anyway, The next few years moving forward are going to be really interesting. You could buy a car like this. I know the vehicle excise duty is about £265, going to go up by the rate of inflation. So that's 4% or whatever they say. It'll obviously be more than 4% come 2026, so that will go up. But electric cars now have vehicle excise duty of £200 or £195. So it makes no difference now. It makes no difference. I know paper miles coming in for electric cars, of which I have a Dacia Spring, which is absolutely brilliant, and it works out financially perfect. Just saying. Just saying. So, you know, I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Would you want a Mercedes E220? As long as it's got all the service history like mine has, it'll last forever. It just will last forever. You will have to maintain it, but that has a cost associated to it. You know, it does have a cost. You've got to maintain things. So, tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you're thinking. If you enjoyed the content, if you thought it was entertaining, thought-provoking, all that good stuff, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, there's lots more content like this coming through 2026. We'll go over to the Philippines or Thailand or wherever I'm thinking about moving, because I can't afford to stay in the UK. I don't want to live like a pauper. Yeah. And you don't want to live like a pauper either. What are you planning on doing? Am I doing something stupid? Am I missing something? Dunno. You tell me. But wherever we go, trust me, Suzy will be coming. So if I end up in Thailand, Suzy Cookie Pugner will be coming to Thailand. So there's a journey for you, isn't it, little girl? What do you think? You're a beautiful girl, aren't you? You're a beauty. Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Should we go for walkies? Hey? It was a beauty. She's got such a beautiful persona. She's so lovely. She's a beautiful friend. Beautiful. Anyway, we'll see you soon. Thank you to all those that have subscribed. I'm thinking about, I must be nearly I'm over 9,300 subscribers now. That's unbelievable. I don't know what to do when I get to 10,000, which won't be long. I'm assuming it won't be long. Tell me what your thoughts are on all the subjects that we've covered. And I'll see you soon. Have a great time. Merry Christmas. I like Christmas time. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great time. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Are you going to say bye-bye? What? What little puppy? Oh, little girl. Good girl, aren't you? Eh? Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Yeah? Of course you are. Where's them pussycats? Where's them pussycats? You daft girl. Stop recording.